morning, everybody. Happy Sunday. This is actually take 2 on this trip. I tried to come out yesterday, but the universe conspired against me and it was not going to happen. So I am out today on this partly cloudy day. It looks like it's going to be beautiful. We're going to go out and do a new trail for me. It's Thanksgiving weekend. I've got a lot I've got to do, so I need to go someplace nearby. I'm still in recovery for my feet, so it can't be a long distance. And I managed to find a trail over near Phoenixville, Pennsylvania called the Neal Thorpe Trail. So, and it looks like it's going to be really interesting. It's got a stretch on the Schuylkill River Trail. It's going to hit one of the locks over there. So let's go and check it out. So welcome to Montclair, Pennsylvania. It's kind of between Phoenixville and Collegeville, Pennsylvania. Behind me over here is the Schuylkill River. If I walk over here, you can see it right there. And back over here is the Schuylkill Canal. And that's the lock tender's house for one of the locks here on the canal. As you probably heard me mention, well, I hope you heard me mention if you were paying attention, this goes along the Schuylkill River Trail. The SRT is a trail that runs all along the Schuylkill River from up here by Collegeville all the way down along the Schuylkill River and into and beyond Philadelphia. So it's one of our local distance trails. It's paved. It's a very popular jogging trail, bike trail in the area. And I've only been on it once, not hiking. I was helping with a running race. But my son and his father have walked the entire length of it twice. So it's a very popular trail in the area. But we're not going to do a whole lot of the SRT today. What we're going to do is we're going up into these hills here, into an area called the Ravines. That trail's been renamed to be the Neal Thorpe Trail or the Neal Thorpe Loop. Neal Thorpe was a woman who was instrumental in the preservation and conservation of the Schuylkill Canal in this area. She unfortunately passed away, but because of her contributions, they created and named a trail after her. So it's a beautiful day. It's 48 degrees right now, only going up. I've got all my layers on, but I don't think I'm going to need them for very long. But let's get our kit together and get moving. one too many creek crossings. It's kind of hard to see the trails out here because everything's covered in leaves. But just before that last creek crossing, there was a turnoff. I don't know if you can see it, to go up the hill there. There you go. Yeah, I'm no good at pointing backwards, so anyway, so I'm gonna pay attention, go back across this creek and go up that hill. Getting a little bit of immersion therapy as far as my fear of heights goes. It's a nice long slope down to the river, but it is steep and I am really close to the edge, which makes me a little bit nervous. We are definitely past peak for the leaves, so there's not much left on the trees, except for some of the beeches that are holding on to their yellow leaves, and a couple of maples here and there. So it's also very hard to see the trail. And there were a couple of places, especially on that big steep climb, where I couldn't see the loose rocks. So I'm having to feel around with my toes to find a footing and then cross my fingers and hope it wouldn't slide out from under me. This is a beautiful trail as long as you look to the left. If you look to the right, you are constantly reminded that you are not in the woods, you are in an urban area. The whole trail is lined with $500,000 McMansions all along the ridges. In fact, I think probably the only reason these trails exist at all is because the hills are too steep to build on. And if there was any other option, this would all be built over. So I'm glad it's protected. It really is a beautiful place. It's a great trail for practicing ups and downs. Not heavy elevation, but enough to get those muscles working, which I haven't worked in 2 months. Some instability, which is good for working on the strength of my ankles, but nothing like what we've seen in the Northeast. So, but it's definitely beautiful. So now I'm walking along the Schuylkill River Trail, and this is the easy part of the trail, which is why I saved it for last. All right, almost back to the car. And just like that, we're back at the car. I did 2 miles in 2 hours, despite the lies that All Trails gives me that I teleported across the river and back and ended up doing 3.5 miles. But that's the downside of All Trails, is the GPS for it gets a little jumpy at times. So I'm going by the mileage mapped on the trail, which is 2.2. I did it in 2 hours and 10 minutes. So my pace is what it was before my foot issues started. It's just my mileage that I've got to work on. My ankles are very tired, especially because of all the ups and downs in the rocks. But good hike, good day. I am now off to make cinnamon rolls and pie crust. By the time you see this, Thanksgiving will be over, so I hope you and your family had a great holiday, however you celebrate it. And I hope you've had something to be grateful for this year. I know I've been grateful for this hiking and for all of you who've watched it. So again, thank you very much. Thank you for your kind comments and just taking the time to watch. So we will be going out next weekend. I'm not sure where. I may or may not be dragging Nikki along with me, but we're gonna do something next weekend. So everybody have a great week, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.